Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Got a good bit of work done for the day. Gonna take a little break. Was getting some sun and the clouds came over, so I was getting ready to do a video later this afternoon, so I just thought I would do it out in my little outside place where I usually take sun. Why do we celebrate with poison? We've done it all our lives and many people still do it. It's perverted really, isn't it, if you think about it? I mean, you know, I thought about this a long time ago, even when I was still drunk, drinking a lot, partying it up. But I went through a lot of times, I should qualify that whole drunkenness thing. I went through a lot of times of clarity, of not being pounding all the time. So it wasn't like just 30 years of just, you know, blur or whatever. So, you know, I was pretty rational. I was still fairly intelligent even though I did it. But I used to question this all the time, that anytime, any sort of celebration, birthday, anniversary, just celebrating somebody's accomplishment, the first thing that always came up was booze. You know, it wasn't even so much important, the actual celebration, as it was kind of revolved around well, we're going to drink this and we'll make margaritas, or we're going to make this and we'll drink this. And then the food, you know, it was always about eating something. Very seldom was celebrating done with eating some sort of a healthy food. And I questioned it back then. I'm like, you know, why can't we just simply get together and enjoy each other? And why does it always have to be about, you know, doing something like that? Well, I used to even question, like, why is the food or the beverage all that important anyway? I think we can just enjoy each other, you know, without it being so much about that. And this always happens to me. I'm always in and out of the sun. It likes to come and go. The man above or something is playing games with me. It's always coming in and out at inopportune times, whether I want to get the sun or not. But I'm not going to go get my sunglasses, so I might squint a little bit and you'll see the wrinkles. But yeah, and you know what? Especially, I still see it now. And this is really what gets me. And please, don't anybody think it's not I'm judging. It's just like, I just don't understand it whatsoever. I know people that, I hear it all the time, and I hear people, you know, in groups talk about it, that they're going to do such and such a thing, a clean period for blah, 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 and they'll finish this clean period up right before an anniversary, a birthday, a graduation, a wedding, and then I'm going to celebrate after being very clean and living a clean lifestyle. I'm going to celebrate with poison. I'm going to put a bunch of garbage in my mouth. Whether it's in the form of, and a lot of times it's not alcohol so much as it's just food. I mean, and I don't get it. Especially for the people that struggle to do this lifestyle or whatever lifestyle you do, because some people, you know, it's like a real addiction. And when you're addicted to something, I guarantee you this: if you know, heroin, pills, cigarettes, those are three that just have a mighty pull on you. So once you get those things out of your body, you don't want, you know, once you start breaking that addiction a little bit, you don't want to let it come back in. Got to put my feet up a little bit. There's ants down on the ground sometime, and these ones bite a little bit, and I don't like to kill them any more than I have to. But yeah, I mean, you know, once it's like you've gotten yourself clean, and some of the craving goes away. You know, it's the same. You know, if you've quit smoking cigarettes, you know, the first probably 3 weeks. Everybody says it takes like 21 days to form a new habit. So the first 3 weeks especially are hard. But for a long-term smoker, it's going to be even longer, that they still have cravings popping up. Okay, if you get through the first 3 weeks, you can do it. But then you smoke that one cigarette, or if you've ever been a drug user and you've quit for a while and then relapsed, but you put some of that, you put it back in your system, and it just reactivates those pleasure centers in the brain that start craving that again. It's almost like I don't know that you completely wipe out everything, but you've kind of done away with all that work you did, and now you've got that back in you. You got to fight that little demon inside of you that's always wanting to be fed. And people sometimes I know people, you know, it's almost like when you get too close to home, they get real defensive. They come up, well, because it's this, it's that, because, well, I don't want to spoil somebody's blah 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 special day. Well, how is putting and I repeat myself a lot, and I repeat some things because I'm senile, and I repeat other things because I think they bear repeating. And I still don't get how, I don't know, I don't have any food out here, and I'm not going to eat a rock, but I'll just use a rock for a visual effect. how does putting this, anybody can explain to me, hell, maybe I'll go out and eat a cheeseburger tonight. If anybody can explain to me how putting this morsel of food in my mouth brings pleasure, comfort, makes your day, makes your life better, explain it to me. I mean, even back in the days of peer pressure, I never quite understood peer pressure, and I never was that person, even as you get older, when people would try to quit alcohol or quit it, or went on a diet or whatever. I was never that person that said, oh, come on, eat a bite. Oh, come on, you need to eat this. Oh, well, if you're not going to eat, I don't care. Whatever I was putting in my mouth, I absorbed, I tasted, I enjoyed what I was putting in my mouth at the time, or thought I enjoyed what I was putting in my mouth. But none of my happiness none of my happiness or well-being in life has ever depended on what somebody else eats or drinks, what anybody else puts in their body. So, sometimes I think it's simply, and don't anybody get mad here, but I think sometimes people just look for excuses. It's like, yeah, I really kind of want to do this, but I don't want to fess up and just say, hey, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to eat this, or I'm going to drink this. So you come up with these reasons, reasons that you have to do this, or you feel obligated to do this, or you think it's the right thing to do this. And, basically in the end, what happens? It goes into this spiral. You feel guilty about it, you feel bad, you have that repentant moment where, and you tell everybody. So it's like, I don't understand why people can't head off problems. It's like if you can just kind of like slow down everything before you're about to do anything. I don't react to things much anymore. I had to write a long email over the past weekend, and I very, very, very much took my time. And I've done that for a number of years now, whereas I used to just be very reactionary, or I would just act on an impulse very quickly. Now I like to just kind of it's almost like a meditation. I like to, if something, comes into my life, like if right now, if I decide, oh, I think I really want to eat this, it's not going to kill me to eat this. May end up eating it, but I'm not going to eat it right now. I'm going to think about it a little bit. I'm going to let it roll around. I'm going to say, does this really serve me to do it? And more than not, I'm not going to do it. And for me, for me, guiltiness now is or not guiltiness, because the things I do, it's just kind of like, okay, well, that wasn't optimal, and now, so do it less and less. But for me, it's just like even eating something like, eating too much nuts on occasion, or, just small minor things. I couldn't even imagine. I don't care if my daddy and Jesus Christ came down from the sky tomorrow and wanted to sit down and eat steak tomorrow night. I just don't see how that would do anything for anybody, anybody else. There's just no reason to put something in your mouth for somebody else. There's no reason to twist your thinking that celebrating a special moment, an event, is going to be better with something that's going to, in the long run, bring you anguish. Because afterwards you see people all the time, oh, I went out, there was a graduation, there was a birthday, there was a wedding, blah, 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 this weekend, and I went, and I feel so bad, I don't know why I did it. And then you pick yourself, and I'm not going to do it again until the next celebration. Well, the next time a celebration comes up, you don't have to be that very vocal person unless people ask you, and then just be very straightforward. Just be resolute in the fact that you're not going to do the same old thing, that it doesn't make sense to put poison into your body. Heck, if you're going to put poison into your body, you might as well do a bump. Why not do a line of cocaine? Why not smoke a little meth? At least with some good drugs. I'd rather eat a Xanax or a Valium. At least with a Xanax or a Valium, I'm going to get a good feeling out of it. Food, I've always told people, think about this for a second and tell me if I'm right. There's no pleasure from food after it's swallowed. I guess, I don't know. I've said that to people. I'm like, if you really think about it, at least if you drink alcohol, if you take drugs, you get a buzz and it lasts for a while. With the food, with bad food, the second that okay, there may be, and hey, I'm not saying that, some people try to fool themselves and say, oh, that's gross to me, some of the old things they used to eat. I imagine even if I put some of those things in my mouth right now, they would still taste good initially. So, but that's it. That's it. It's a split second. It's a split second. It's even a quicker buzz than crack. You know, if somebody hits the crack pipe don't last very long. You're looking for more crack. It's just like that. You put something on your taste buds, you've got it in your mouth. As long as it's in your mouth, you're tasting, you're tasting, you're tasting. As soon as it's swallowed, all pleasure of food is gone. I don't know, I guess some people used to talk about, you know, a food coma or that warm buzz from food, but no, not that. I even remember when I used to eat a lot of really bad stuff and I'd wolf down some stuff. I could be a big time binge eater at times. I bet you I've eaten upwards of 10, 15,000 calories in a day. I've gotten a bucket of fried chicken. I've eaten 8 pieces and it all tasted good. It all bam, bam, bam. As long as it's going in my mouth, it tasted good. Second it was swallowed, there was no, I mean, even though I wasn't trying to be vegan or whatever, there was nothing but regret because I just eaten a whole bunch of garbage and put in my body. So anyway, this is just kind of more a free flow. I'm just kind of really rambling with it, but you get my meaning. Think about it the next time. You know, at least even if you end up doing something like that, the next time you do have a special occasion, a wedding, birthday, anniversary, what have you, just at least give it a little pause before time and just ask yourself, is this really going to make me happier with this celebration? Is this going to make the celebration better? And answer it yourself. And I think you know the answer, but it's just about heading off the problem before you do it. I used to be bad about just being like, okay, well, I'll do it now and then then I won't do it again. And that was just that was a repetitive chain of just over and over. Then I finally just got to the point where I said, well, let's just think about it ahead of time and just not do it in the first place. Anyhow, I hope that one might have helped somebody today. And if you like this one, give me a thumbs up. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and I hope you're having a wonderful week. Peace.